Okay. Hopefully we're good. Hopefully we're live. I hope everyone can hear me because I just went through a lot to make this happen. So I'm going to wait for some homies to show up and then we'll get started. And then I will deal with this. Whoever's joining, hello, hello. We are okay, sounding good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. That's very, very important. That way, I know that I'm not wasting everybody's time. Whew. All right. All right. Do me a favor, guys, and say hello on the chat because I'm going to put you on Instagram real quick. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Go ahead. Let me know when you're ready. Hey, we live. Heck yeah. Going into the chat. Here we go. Oh, hi. Come on by. Here's the link. All right. Go ahead and grab this link here. Put it on the gram. And then after that, we're good. So while you guys are waiting for me to ramble about cars, the reason I'm 5 minutes late is because my AC in my office is out right now. So I'm currently melting, but I'm doing it for y'all. I said I'd be here, and I'm gonna be here. So gonna make it happen per se. It is currently in my office. I think it said 89. So it's 89 in here right now. It's hot. So I'm going to be huffing and puffing pretty good sometimes. This will be the ThatDudeinBlue sauna sesh. So yeah, thankfully I took my asthma medication today. So it won't be so bad. I'm gonna start drinking water. So anyway, yeah, so literally planned on doing this earlier. And I was like, yeah, everything's gonna be great. And I get to my office and my thermostat's not turning on. So I drove, got batteries, came back, replaced the batteries in the thermostat, and it's still not triggering the compressor in my office. So yeah, that's why I'm dying. Okay. So, straight to the point. I have not uploaded in a record amount of time. The whole time I've ever done YouTube stuff. Hold on, I'm just making sure this is good. The entire time I've ever done YouTube stuff, um, I've never really missed a week, but this has been an 11-day delay just because of life stuff and a lot of stuff going on. Lots of mishaps and things of that nature. Like, for example, my camera finally broke. It's done. Like, and there's no repairing it. So that was obviously a big setback. So I can't really make the videos if I can't film them. Along with that, a lot of the editing has taken longer than I thought for the videos that have been filmed. And also, just full transparency, there's a little bit of a morale dip, after my last video. So I was just like a little bummed to release something else. So I just kind of like took my time and I was like, you know what, I'll just recover from this real quick and then go from there. Yeah, I used this camera that I am now retiring today. I used it since 2018. So first I used the Canon T3i. I used that for about 5-6 years. And then I went over to the GH4. That only lasted like 2 years. The GH5 for a while now, since 2018. But yeah, now I'm going to have to pay a pretty penny to get a new camera because cameras are not cheap. And as you guys know, I like quality filmmaking. I like making things look pretty. So you do pay a price to do that. So I'm gonna save up a little bit of money and get a big boy camera again. And hopefully it'll be a little bit better than the last one. I think it really will be. And I think things are gonna look really, really good um, by then. Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's for sure. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Yeah, I thought about going Sony, but I'm actually going to go Canon because all my lenses are EF lenses, and that saves me thousands of dollars, right? So, because I was actually using an adapter on the GH5, so that will save me a whole bunch of money. And then fancy schmancy, yeah, it's just I just need water really quick. Okay. Oh, thanks, Nitro. I appreciate that. Yeah, doing the Ubisoft thing was really cool. Um, Yeah, well, I don't have I don't know if you just got here, E46, but my AC in my office is out right now, so I am melting. Okay, here come the super chats. Now, if you're new here, I will be answering super chats first. I'm still going to acknowledge a lot of people in the chat, but obviously I'm going to be acknowledging super chats first because that's obviously fair. So I'm going to start with Victor Bryce. Thank you so much for the donation. Hope this helps towards the new camera. I always enjoy your content. Thank you. That actually will. Hey David, thank you for the $5 Mark 5 life. Hey David, how are you? What's with all the hype with the 50 F-150 10-speed trucks? Okay, so this is actually a really interesting topic for me because, as you guys know, the Coyote 50 motor or engine, I've been kind of a stand for it for like a decade now. And I felt like for years and years and years, like people didn't really want to admit it was good because, yeah, LSs are smaller and they're more compact and everything else. But when it comes to ease of making power per the dollar, I don't see anything else. I just don't. Like, could you make the same power with different engines? Absolutely. But you're not going to be spending the same amount of money. You're going to be spending double or triple or quadruple the amount of money. I think a great example is Javier's from TRC or that racing channel. He just built that truck and it made 1750 wheel or something like that. It is an FFRE block, but still, it's a 5-liter engine. It's not any like a big block or anything. I mean, that's insane. It's insane. I think it's pretty much yeah. And the thing is, the LSs and the LTs, they're all great engines. That's not what I'm saying, but you still need to tear them apart into all these things to get 700-800 horsepower, right? And yes, you could boost them to oblivion, but they're not going to last a long time in comparison. My white car, that rest in peace, white Mustang, made 750 on 93 octane on 13 pounds of boost. Stock engine, sealed, right? Stock transmission, stock drive shafts, all that stuff, right? You're not really seeing that often with other platforms. And that's why I'm just so impressed by them. Uh, so yeah. What's replacing Sub-Zero? I don't know. Right now, since the camera thing, I have to replace my camera. That's going to be a pretty penny. Um, had some other financial setbacks lately, so I have to be very strategic with finances. But I wouldn't put it past everybody that it would be like a Grabber Blue S650, because I would like to do something with somebody like, say, RTR again or something along those lines. Um, and I think it'd be really cool because it would be like Smurf 2.0, if you know what I mean. Because I still have Smurf, if you don't know. Still have Smurf, but it has electrical issues, which drives me insane. But yeah, I just thought about it. I just thought about doing a Smurf 2.0, you know. Oh, Brian, geez, thank you. David, thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm so flattered. David, remember that Accord V6 coupe I have? I now have Fortunato. Good stuff. With shift spring, sway bar, rear camber kit, and just got HFP body kit on this past week. When are you coming up to New Jersey, by the way? And I hope this helps with the new camera. Yes, Brian, it will help for the new camera. Thank you. Camera's my lifeline, so thank you. Um, Brian, that's pretty awesome, man. I would definitely like to go to New Jersey. I usually go visit like Rob Freddy from Super Speeders. Like if I go to Jersey, and then I'll do some videos. Yeah, I could definitely. I would see maybe in the fall that happening because my July and August are about to pick up very dramatically. I haven't done hardly any traveling this year because last year I overdid it. Um, I think I flew like 300,000 miles last year. So, and that wasn't like me going to like Europe and back a million times. That was me getting on individual planes to go to different cities in the United States. So it was like, go to the airport, wait, get rental car, get in plane, go off plane, et cetera, et cetera. So this year I definitely cut it back some. But I'm definitely going to be doing some really cool filming in July. Um, you know, I just realized I should tell y'all. I should tell y'all. I'm going to get to drive a big block Ford GT40 in July, and I am stoked. I am so excited. And it's gonna be for the 60th anniversary of the GT40. So I'm just like so honored. Um, I think it's going to be amazing. Also, that's going to be in Pittsburgh. So if you're in Pittsburgh, I'm going to be filming the Pittsburgh Grand Prix. So I will be there for the Pittsburgh Grand Prix. So if you have a car in Pittsburgh that you think is pretty cool, you can shoot me an email, and we'll do some filming after I get like what I'm supposed to be doing, like I got hired to do, right? Because they're covering my flight and hotel and stuff. So I got to focus on that first. But when I have some downtime, so somebody just asked, Chance, hi Chance, is it a real GT40? Technically, yes. It's not like $1 million rare one, but it is a homologated one. It's got its own VIN number. There you go. It's got a VIN number from Shelby, I believe. So it is really cool. Redline Ranch, do you think automotive YouTube has peaked? That's a really interesting question. I don't know if peaked is the right word. I think it is so unfathomably expensive to be an automotive YouTuber now that I just don't really know how to feel about it. Like, I think it's interesting because car builds, like everybody does car builds, okay? What hasn't been done before at this point that, impresses people? Um, Also, just your expenses are just insane. Usually you have a shop, then you might have employees. I'm crazy. I don't have any employees. I do everything by myself because I'm a nutcase. But most people have a team, and then they have mechanics, and then they have, all kinds of stuff. Um, and it is just insane. Now, let's talk about this. Say you're a different type of YouTuber. Say you are a gamer or a movie reviewer, even. Your only expense is your PC or your console and the game. That's it. Like, you can pay rent, you can do all that if you make it. It's a super saturated market. But if you make it, you're doing pretty good. You don't have it, yeah, you don't have any expenses. But I think the auto stuff is extremely tough to get into nowadays. So when people ask me, should I be a YouTuber? I say pick something easy, like that doesn't cost you a lot of money. And it could be auto, but you need to be different enough, right? It has to be different enough from everybody else. Um, and so, yeah. Oh, hi, Kevin. So I know Kevin got me hooked up with a whole bunch of cool stuff in Quebec, Canada. I might be going up there this year, by the way, Kevin. So I'll keep you in touch. I might be doing something in Montreal. Sorry, Mark Five Life. Thank you for the super chat. I did notice it. I just wanted to finish out that question. Jim Farley is really cool. So here's a here's a question for you guys. I did a video where I went to like a Ford Performance press event. It's a little outdated of a video now, to be honest with you. Like I went to their press event and I got to meet a bunch of their drivers and stuff. But get this, right? So let me know if you guys know about this thing. Do you guys know about Ford's super van that did like Pikes Peak and stuff? You know, it's an EV, but it is still pretty cool looking and it's got some cool stuff. Um, so I was offered to go for a ride in that thing. So I'm like thinking, I don't know if this will be a good video or not. But I bring my GoPro anyway, right? Or I by the way, I usually don't film with a GoPro, but I was like, I'll just put a GoPro in the car. So I put the GoPro in there and I sit in the passenger seat. And usually when I go for ride alongs with a professional driver, I try to be very cordial and like get to know them a little bit, right? I go, hi, my name's David. Like just trying to, ease some tension in the air. Be like, hey, I'm just here. Have a good time. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for the ride. So I go, hi, my name's David. Nice to meet you. And the driver responds with, Jim, nice to meet you. It was Ford's CEO giving me a ride along in the super van around the track. I just thought that was crazy cool. Like, and it didn't have to be Ford. It could have been any CEO, right? I just think that is really neat that he goes out there and is giving the press ride-alongs. It's like, look, I'm into racing. Like, this is how much I'm into racing. And he competed in GT4 as well at Daytona. The CEO of Ford, pretty cool. Cool stuff. We toured, and I toured Multimatic with him as well. Who builds the GT3s and the GTD. By the way, I did see the GTD in person. So if you have any questions, I can answer them for the most part. I can answer them here. Yeah, the truck was really cool too. I saw somebody mention the truck. That was pretty cool. Do you think it's worth 300K? Unfortunately, yeah. I didn't think it was going to be either. But then I saw it and I saw this is why my opinion is different. I saw how they built it. So I saw the manufacturing process. And I wasn't allowed to film it. That's how serious it was. And I saw they start with the bare metal chassis. So no trunk, no front end or anything. Just that. And then everything's carbon fiber. The motor is mounted so low that the only way I can describe it is, a rotary engine, in an RX-7, how when you pop the hood and it's mounted super low for that center of gravity, and you're like, whoa, that thing's in there. That's kind of the vibe you get. You're kind of like, that sucker is in the firewall. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. If not, I'll just keep this train rolling because I'm not a fan of, looking around. Okay, so here's a good example. This isn't the GTD, but it's the GT3, right? And you'll notice what I'm talking about. So here you go. Do you see? So that's the firewall that intake manifold. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get it in focus. So these are the two air intakes right here. This is the front bumper right here. Two air intakes, and then there's the motor. How low it is. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. And then you know, me cheesing with the GTD. Actually, this might be a better photo. Yes, that's better. Okay. The motor is all the way in here. That's probably a little bit better. Yeah, I don't live exactly in Atlanta. I live north of Atlanta, but it's just easier to tell people when they don't know. Like I'm sure a lot of you guys don't live downtown in your guys' city, and you just say the city you're nearby. Same thing. Ooh, that's a good question. GTD or Porsche GT3 RS Cup? The Mustang would suit me better, but I think most people would take the Porsche. Um, I got to go see a GT2 RS Cup car. That was crazy. It has like the air vents into the helmet and everything. It's really cool stuff. Really, really neat stuff. Yeah, right. I'm sure if you have that kind of money, you might be able to have both, you know? Oh man. No, the GTD that I saw was silver. Like, you remember the concept car that they unveiled? It was that one. Oh, hey, dude. G Burris, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Hey, David, can't wait to spam your stream again. Favorite generation Porsche 911? Probably an unpopular opinion, but the newest one, the 992. I really adore those cars. Obviously the air cool ones are really cool, right? Um, or I would say a GT3 RS 997. I think those are really cool too. Those are really cool too. If money wasn't an object, which car would you own? That's actually a good question. Uh, GTD would probably be one of them. I would probably go after that. Yeah, because it's street legal. It is also practically a race car. It's got DRS on the wing. It makes 850 horsepower and it has AC. So that would be one of them. If you asked me like a year ago, I would still probably say like Kona's Egg and like all the ones that are just like so far out of reach. Um, that would definitely be one of them for sure. Mark Five Life, thank you again for the super. You are so nice to me, man. Do you remember going to Summit Point, West Virginia, to drive the Mark Five Super? I live 20 minutes from the track. Yes, I enjoyed driving Summit Point because, believe it or not, Summit Point was the first racetrack I ever drove on back in 2014. I went to Summit Point, went around in Smurf a few laps, cooked my brakes, and I said, okay, this is something new I got to learn. But yeah, it was a really good time. That's a really fun track. Let's see here. Bro isn't even acknowledging us for what? How much horsepower does your Cobra? I don't have a Cobra, so I don't know if you're talking to me. Oh, well, there's a Cobra. Oh, hey, dude. Oh, it's you. Yeah, we talked before. I'm sorry about that. Hey, brother. Yeah, so yeah, Mystic Cobra in your hands review. Let's make this happen. Just keep spamming, dude. Excuse me. Keep spamming my email. I'm so sorry about that, man. Just keep doing it. By the way, if you've ever contacted me about a car review, I have like I have like 2,000 unread right now. So just bear with me. So I'm just trying to go through them one by one. So just keep sending them in. Wow, that was a bad one. Caffeine. Here we go. Things are getting crazy. Do you ever think the RS line will get or from Ford again? I don't think so. I don't think so because I just didn't think they did the numbers that they wanted, which is sad. Do Dual Alley, is that how you say it? I'm sorry. You said you're gonna live stream more. You're right. I should live stream more because I love doing this. It's super fun, super chill. You guys are so supportive. You all have very good questions too. It'd be another thing if y'all are asking some really dumb ones all the time, right? But thank you, Drew. I'll make sure to try my best. I will have a new video upload tomorrow, so if you guys go watch that, please help me out. Somebody had a good try. What's with the Lexus LFA build? Oh yeah, insurance took it back. They said we're not rebuilding it. So I was excited for that. I was really stoked to film that thing get fixed up. That they finally crunched some numbers and they're like, never mind. Which who can blame them? Who could really blame them? All right. What's next? Oh, Mendoza's Coyote. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's a sweet name. For the vid where you talked about other YouTubers, did all of them reach out? Also, I'm surprised you haven't met It's Just a Six. He lives in Atlanta also. So only two people reached out after the video. But, that wasn't my intention, right? It wasn't like, pay attention to me. It was just like, I just like want to talk about cool times with cool people. Like it was a very unorthodox video for me. And it also took me 3 days to edit because I had to dig out all the old footage, and it took forever. Um, but Gavin from It Just a Six, I have met once. I met him at in Boston years ago, and he was just really getting his momentum. But yeah, we just haven't connected yet. Nothing personal or anything. Robert N, thank you so much for the super chat. Thoughts on Donut Media's recent drama? Speaking of automotive content, so I was told from an anonymous source that some people are going to be leaving, and I kept my promise and I didn't say anything. Um, but I'm not surprised, to be honest. I mean, things happen. When you have a big organization per se, right? YouTube is not easy. Even if you're getting a million views and you're a company like them, you still have mouths to feed. You still have to pay people their salary. You still have to get sponsors. You still have to do all these things. With me, if I have a video that tanks, it just sucks and I don't get any money to pay towards my rent or my rent and my mortgage, my office rent and my house. Like those are the two things that count the most, right? But next, I kind of have an attitude of, you know what? On to the next one. Since I do everything, I don't have to pay an editor and I don't have to pay a filmer and I don't have to do all those things. With those things, it's tough. I mean, that's why a lot of these companies go get corporations to buy them out. Financially, it makes complete sense, right? You have an investor come in and say, hey, we'll get you more resources and all these kind of things and better connections, and then you do it, but then you have a higher up come in and tell you how to do your job when they don't really understand what made the channel or company good in the first place, right? So that's my attitude about it is I still respect everybody at these companies that are breaking up. Absolutely. I am still friends with them. I think they're doing an amazing job. But I do understand the creative control aspect of it, how that can be very draining if somebody tells you no all the time when you think you have good ideas. I could totally see that, especially if you're not getting a raise or you're not getting paid any differently than you were before when the corporation came in. So that's my 2 cents. Long answer. Victor Bryce, thank you so much for the super chat. Ever been to Lake Erie Speedway? I'll likely be going in October for the Smash Your Lantern Drift event. Great speedway. So I actually met some guys from there at the Drift Mansion. The little Talladega Airbnb. I'm really good friends with John David, or I think we're good friends. I love John David. He's the guy who owns the Drift Mansion. Unbelievably nice guy. But the first time I went there, a bunch of the Lake Erie guys were there, and it was really, really nice. Everybody was there. But I have personally not been there yet. But I hear good things. So thank you so much for the super chat, Victor. Burris, thank you for the super chat, man. I'll go back for some other questions as well, but got to focus on these first because, naturally you have to thank these amazing people. If you were doing a crazy horsepower school bus build, which motor would you use? Oh, wow. That is an amazing question. Okay. And I'm thinking big school bus, right? Not like a short bus, like a big school bus. Some kind of diesel, I feel like. Yes, like a Cummins or something along those lines. Or what if, okay, I'm uneducated in this part of my life. What if you took, what if you took a diesel motor or engine from like a semi truck? Like a Peterbilt or something like that. That'd be kind of neat. But yeah, that'd be kind of neat. But probably a Cummins. That's probably the safe choice. There's so much knowledge about them. There's so much aftermarket for them. So it'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be the way. Cummins. I think you would have to stick with diesel personally. Yeah, smoky F1, but school bus. That's right. 4K 20s in a school bus. Oh, thank you, Jackson, for the racing video. Guys, if all of you guys watched my last video, thank you so much. I know it performed awful, but like I think I was so flattered because the watch time was so good. So everybody who did watch it stayed, and I appreciate you supporting me because Primal spent a ton of money for me to get trained there. I mean, they sacrificed a lot, and I do feel guilty that their video did not get more views. Um, I feel bad. But that's just me. Like, I always want to do the best for people who support me, and I kind of feel like I failed, but I think the video was decent, you know. Um, it completely tanked. Anytime I do track stuff, it usually does pretty bad. Um, I pretty much have to do racing videos or track videos for me. You know what I mean? It's like, even though it's really hard when you upload a video, and this goes for any kind of content creation, and I want to be clear, this isn't complaining. It's just how it makes you feel, right? When you put up a video that you think you're trying something new, and it completely just like you're like, well, YouTube didn't like that because it definitely doesn't distribute as much if you try something new as well. Um, I think it only here. You know what? Let's look at the numbers. Let's see how much YouTube sent that video out into the recommended tab, and that's where you get your viewership. The sub tab, not really anymore. So that video only got sent out. It reached 250,000 recommended pages. So think about it. Back in the day, if it was a sub box when the subscription page was number one, it would have done pretty good probably. But since it's only recommended, it just didn't do good. Okay, Harlem, thank you so much for the super chat. It's wild. It seems the algorithm is pushing a lot of the YouTubers I sub I sub to or punishing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know because every time that a YouTuber says I've got it figured out, it changes again. There's only a few YouTubers I would say I know that I truly say they figured it out, right? They figured out what works, what doesn't work, what not to take chances on. Um, I do take really big risk on my content sometimes, right? Stuff that it's either going to do really good or I know it's going to do really bad. But I kind of have to do that for my own sanity. I kind of have to change things up, right, creatively, because I'm a freaking artsy fartsy nerd. You know what I mean? If I just did the same thing over and over, I'd go nuts. So I have to essentially take a huge chance. You know what? I made this video that I was too scared to release. And do you want to know what it's about? I want to see if you're actually interested in it, and maybe I'll release it, even if it does bad. Maybe I'll release it. It's probably the most random video I've ever done. Okay, after this super chat, I will tell you what it's about. Okay, when are you coming to Pittsburgh again? Asking because I'm waiting for my 3-piece work wheels. I'm shooting you an email because your email situation thinking I can drive down there from where I'm at, 6-hour drive, Camera Buddy Part 2. Brian, thank you so much, man. That is a huge amount of money to give to a random guy on the internet. So thank you. It means a lot, and I don't take any super chats for granted. And they do go towards what I do. I don't just blow it on stupid crap like shoes. you know, you know. So I'll be there somewhere between the 24th to 28th. But the 26th through the 28th, I will be filming the Pittsburgh Grand Prix. The 2 days beforehand, I will be filming car reviews, and believe it or not, I think I'll be meeting up with an OG. I think I'll be meeting up with Dr. M3. And if a lot of people have been on this website for a very long time, you'll know who that is. So I think it's going to be a cool reunion. I'm really excited about it because he really, really got me into some of my first opportunities. So very excited about that. I'm going to wait for the next chats to come in, and then I will keep going. What's the best driving shoe? I really like OMP stuff. OMP gloves I used in my racing video you saw, which side note, you know my white Mustang, how it got totaled and then it got taken to a record yard. My gloves, my OMP gloves, which are like $300, and my helmet were stolen out of the car because in the chaos of getting it onto the wrecker and everything, I forgot it was in the car. So those were stolen. But yeah, OMP stuff I like a lot. Garrett Mitchell, thank you so much for the super chat. Part of the reason I love my Fiesta ST is the excellent steering feel. What cars have you driven that have super talkative steering racks and chassis? That's a fantastic question. Fiesta ST is definitely one of them. Porsche, all of them. All of them. Porsche has the best steering in the business. I think they really do. Shelby GT350 has great steering. Very, very good steering because of the massive tires. I would say Corvette ZR1 C7. C7 ZR1 is pretty incredible. Let's see here. Those are really sticking out in my brain. That really blew me away. Obviously old cars, you know what I mean? Lots of older cars where it's just raw and it's just no electronics, no nothing. Um, hmm. Miatas. Miatas. Miatas steer incredible. They always did and they always will. Thank you so much, Garrett, for that. Mark 5 Life, once again, thank you for the super chat. Do you think you will ever get to drive anything faster than an 8-second drag car? With how many people are able to break into the sevens? I have ridden in a 7-second car, but I've never driven a 7-second car. Or, I mean, the fastest car I think I've ever driven ran a low 8. So it was close. It was getting there. So it's pretty barbaric, right? But yeah, I think I'll be able to one day. If there's a drag racing team watching this right now and they want a dumb YouTuber to go down the track in their race car, just let me know because I'll do it. I'm qualified now, apparently, so pretty cool stuff. GD, absolutely. That sounds awesome. Go ahead and my email is ThatDudeinBlue@gmail.com. So G Burris, here we go again. Thank you, man. If you did an insanely fast, absolutely terrifying to drive car build, what would you do? I will say this. I know it's a lame answer, but my S chassis, my 2J car, I've only gotten to drive it a handful of times, in the past few years. Before I tore it all back down again and did all the wiring that we redid last year, where we redid all the chassis wiring and everything, I did a few pulls on 85 in that car, and it was really scary. I mean, like top of fourth gear, it was terrifying in that thing. It made like 650 or so, but weighs nothing. But I would say a Viper. I'd probably say a Viper, like a Gen 5 Viper. Gen 5 Viper, twin turbo, like Enthimoto or something along those lines. I rode in a Calvo one that made like 2,200 and it was bananas. It was insane. Like I couldn't even fathom what happened. One of the only times I was a little bit scared in the car. I have a video of me riding in it if you're ever interested. I just never posted it because I was like, ride along video. I'm not quite sure. So I might do that eventually. Let's see here. Do you think you can make a car scene culture movie? Somebody recently asked me that. And it's hard to keep moving sideways. I will get to you in just a second. I'm going to finish this question, but thank you. It's hard to capture that magic that happened with that first Fast and Furious, right? Because imports were becoming really big at the time and people didn't really know about them as much. And then the muscle car generation was definitely heavily still around. And the Super was an underdog. And then the Charger at the end was crazy. It was such a lightning in a bottle moment, even though it wasn't accurate. It still was fun, right? Um, and then there's something like Born to Race, if you've seen that. I just met the creators of that movie. The people who made that movie, I just met them. And it's such a small world, man. It's incredible. But they were working on a Netflix series, and I got to talk to them about it. But it was very, very cool. Thank you, WRC. You have a great time at work. Have a great time at work. Try your best. But yeah, I think dialogue would be number one. You couldn't screw up the dialogue, but you would also need it to appeal to a mass audience for it to be successful, right? So if you guys don't know, Tokyo Drift um, is the worst performing at the box office, and it's probably the most accurate-ish car-wise out of all of them, right? It's the most jargonistic one, and it was the worst performing one, and that's why they turned into Super Spies. So yeah, kind of a bummer. That's why it happened. Keep moving sideways. Thank you so much for the super chat. Have you had the chance to drive a Hakasuka GTR? That car has always had my interest. I have not. I've not been able to, but it sounds like it'd be a fan freaking tastic time, man. Yeah, that'd be a really cool opportunity. Toy Box, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Oh, look at the freaking, he's got the member badge too. He's an OG if he's a member of the channel. I will also be at the Pittsburgh Grand Prix in Pittsburgh Cars and Coffee. Watch out for the red 03 Mach 1. Hopefully, I finally get to meet you outside of Discord. I'm extremely excited for the GT40s at Pit Race. Yeah, I am so excited. So excited, man. It's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. Side note, Pit Race is where I drove the Corvette Z06, the C8. And I had bad food the night before, and I drove Pit Race so hard that I made myself throw up because it's so up and down. So, fun fact. But thank you, Toy Backs, once again. Edwin Delacruz, I just read your super chat. That's hysterical. Formula Drift movie made in the style of Talladega Nights. The main character's name is Bobby Ricky. Yeah, if you did like a parody car movie where it's almost bad on purpose, you probably have a better chance of making it happen. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Grimlock, $5. Hey, David, I'm building a 5.3 72 C10 pickup, and I'd love for you to review it when it's done, maybe a year from now. All for it, bro. Let's do it. Just make sure to email me, and if you don't remember the email, go to the About section of the YouTube channel. We'll make it happen. Guys, I'm going to go check the thermostat because I'm dying. I am so sorry. It's like 80-something degrees in here. I'm going to see if the AC is working. Give me 5 seconds. Wake up, please. No, not working. What a freaking bummer, dude. First my camera dies, and now my AC doesn't work in my office. Anyway, I'm dying. But I'm here for the homies. I gotta stay for the homies. It is 92 degrees in here. So, fun things. It's hot. Yeah, I know. Hydration. Oh, man. All right. G-Burst. Thank you for the super chat as always, man. Top 5 favorite wheels. You know, I'll be the first to admit, not a huge, like, wheel guy. Like, I don't know a ton about wheels. But the ones off the top of my head, CCW Classics, love those wheels. Especially on, like, a Terminator or a Supra. like, mwah. Like CCW Classics on a Sonic Blue '03 Cobra. Like, chef's kiss. It looks amazing. That's one. Workmeisters, I think, are really cool. If you do them right on the right car. I know the studs aren't really for everybody. RPF ones, because they're cheap, affordable, and they work. I know they're very played out, but that's why. It's a great wheel for people on a budget to have a quality wheel. What's next? Oh, hi, Vision. Sorry, I'm blanking out. I know T37s. I mean, they're awesome and they're played out, but once again, they're awesome. And then after that, ooh, I know it's like not fair, but it's just coming to my brain of like wheels that wowed me. Carbon fiber wheels on anything, like Koenigsegg's or GT500s or Z06s. Like those things are just awesome. Very cool. The Rovos Durbit. Yeah, those are still on Smurf to this day. The Rovos are. That company got sold to American Muscle. I think. I think that's what happened to him. But still, he was a nice guy. Super nice guy. He was local to me too. Building with Sean. Y'all might not know this, but David is an awesome drifter. I appreciate all the help and advice at both Driven Luck and Midpod. So Sean is a super cool dude. Just getting into drifting, just bought a G35, and just for fun, I've been riding along with him and occasionally helping him out with lessons. By the way, if you ever come to a drift event and I am there and you don't know how to drift, do not hesitate to ask me for help because I live for that. I love teaching people. I find it so fulfilling to see somebody go from this or crash to actually drifting. Oh my God, it's like pure serotonin. It is so good. Um, so I really, really love that stuff. So if you drift, I will help you. Do not hesitate. Let's see here. Nick Evans, how's Smurf doing? When can we get an OG drive and talk in it? I just thought about that today. Smurf has an electrical issue I just cannot solve. I've tried over and over and over to fix it. I have spent thousands to fix it, and I just can't fix it. So I'm going to have to find somebody who's really, really smart to just go through it with a fine-tooth comb. But mechanically, it's fine. Everything mechanically is fine. So it's a huge bummer. But thank you for the super chat, Nick. Victor Bryce, top 5 motor oils and top 5 tires. And thank you for the super chat. I am a little bit of a stand for Valvoline and Pennzoil, but Valvoline because my great grandfather was a geologist for them. So he lived in Sedona, Arizona. I never got to meet him, but I went out there and got to see his house when I was 6 years old. First time little David flew was in 1996. And I got to see a bunch of the fossils he dug up while working for them. So that was really cool. Valvoline, Pennzoil, Motul. There's somebody else. Liqui Moly. Liqui Moly's really good. Liqui Moly's really good. There's one more. I'm trying to remember. There's one more that I've used before. Oh no. Oh no. Why am I blanking? Oh, Amsoil. There you go. That's the one. Amsoil is very good. All right. Next, 93 Cobra. Thank you for the super chat. Recently watched the old Tekadynamics videos from the early 2000s. It is an awesome time capsule of the car scene then. Why doesn't anyone make a raw long form capture of the culture? Because it doesn't get views, sadly. Because if you put a lot of effort into a documentary or an after movie, let's talk about things like H2O and like all those after movies that people used to make all the time, even mine. Like if you remember, I used to go to car shows and do glamour shot videos for them. And just over the years, people are just like, I'm over it. It got really oversaturated. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I would love to do like a car culture documentary where I go to the different parts of the scene. Um, like, here's a fun example. Imagine if me, David, infiltrated the donk scene, right? I go to Atlanta and I go to a donk show and I just ask people about their donks. Like, I think I might do that. Like, something along those lines where it's like slash fun documentary, fun slash interviewee. So I thought about doing that where I go to each of these really niche car shows and ask them. So I think it'd be kind of fun. Um, all right, Mendoza's Coyote, thank you again. Since you've driven both, do you think the 2020 GT500 is comparable in driving performance to the R35? Or which do you think is a better handling car? Okay, so if you are a novice in driving fast cars, the R35. If you like something a little bit more raw with just as much grip, pretty much, because they use massive tires. The GT500, the new one, is so barbarically good handling wise that I was so blown away. Like, I couldn't get over how good it was. They drive very different, but the GT500 I had just as much confidence in as an R35 GTR. But they're both fantastic, right? We cannot sleep on their 35. Rest in peace. It's its last year. But the 2020 GT500 is amazing. It's amazing. Paris Lassiter, thank you so much for the super chat. Will you be at Sevens Day in NYC? If so, would you be down to review my 8th gen Civic Si all motor? Haven't saw one in the channel in years. Yeah, I don't think I'll be at Sevens Day, but I might be in Jersey later this year, which means I will cross over to New York as well if need be. So if I end up going up there, I will put out a post saying, hey, I'm going to be up there. Let me know if you want your stuff filmed. That seems to be the very, like, the best way for me to get car reviews is be like, hey, SOS, who wants their car filmed, you know? Sorry, my wife texted me. I need to let her know I'm melting. Okay. Ever thought about buying or reviewing an old rally car? Dude, I wish. I just wish that they're not so expensive. You know what my one of my dream reviews is an RS 200. I would be so happy to drive an RS 200. Like, that one's on the top tier list of cars I would effing love to drive. I know they're old and I know they're crazy, but those are two things I really enjoy. Waiting for the next wave, per se. Hmm. Ian, hey David, are you? But thank you for the super chat. Are you going to be? Or excuse me, are you going to the LMR cruise in this year for the 25th anniversary? Not sure yet. Maybe, but not sure yet. I don't want to give like a yes or a no. But yeah, I'm still up in the air. Still thinking about it. Tim Allen did own an RS 200. Tim Allen was a huge car guy. He did this massive burnout of Fox Body on Jay Leno's show. I remember that. Or was it Jay Leno? It was on a late night show. It was one of those. Most out of pocket engine swap you've ever seen: a snowmobile and an FB-RX-7. Snowmobile engine and an FB-RX-7 came right to mind. That was when I saw that and I said, what the fuck? Yeah, pretty cool. Thanks, JD. I appreciate that. Sorry, you guys ever get allergies where your nose just like doesn't stop itching? I apologize, guys. All right, there we go. Oh man, yeah, Discord needs some love, and I feel terrible about it. By the way, guys, I have. I'm not gonna tell you any false promises or anything, but I do have a Patreon that I literally never touch, but it does help. And if you do the Patreon, you get access to a private TDIB Discord. So like Eddie here, he's on there all the time. There's really good people in there, really cool stuff. But it's fun time. That beats Milk Jug. Okay, so Milk Jug, the only reason I didn't say Milk Jug first was because the Hayabusa naturally aspirated had been done in the smart car. I always heard about it. I watched YouTube videos about it. So I knew of it. But when I saw the snowmobile thing, I was like, oh, I never seen that. Or I never even heard of that. Right. Pretty cool. Oh, Ian, you still got the key tag? By the way, those are still for sale. If anybody wants to replace those, like I'm not trying to pit myself out, but they're super cheap, right? So you just go on Moto Loot. He still makes them for me. Super nice guy. Oh man. Now I'm just waiting for the next wave. If I'm silent, I'm just gonna save my voice because my voice goes out quick, dude. Like when I do a bunch of car reviews back to back, I'm like, hello, I sound terrible. So it's because I just talk really loud. I always have talked really loud. David, do you think that Tesla has earned the right to replace the Dodge Fiat Maserati group? Do you mean in like unreliability or quality or anything like that, or did they actually? I don't know personally. Um, yeah, Maseratis are just mostly bad, especially after Chrysler. Let's see here. Toy Box. Also, when you come to Pitt, ask Dr. M3 about one of those Pittsburgh Cars and Coffee members, Carbon Radical. Yeah, dude. I would love to drive the street legal Radical. Those things are so sick. So sick. Get this. I tried. I reached out to them and they never got back to me, unfortunately. I've tried so many beverage companies, dude. I've tried one I really would like to work with is Ghost. Because I'm a huge EDC guy, right? I go to EDC Vegas every year and Ghost sponsors them. And I know they just worked with Dustin Williams. So I would love to work with Ghost as well. Because let's be honest, Red Bull is the hardest sponsor to get in the world, and that's from anybody. Even I even talked to I talked to some big YouTubers, and they couldn't even get Red Bull to sponsor them. If Liquid Death sponsored me, you know what I would do? I would build a hearse. I'd build a fast hearse because Liquid Death. That's what I would do. Oh, have you guys seen the EDC ghosts that were only at the festival and they did so well that they put them in gas stations? They're so good. They're so good. I've been like fiending on those. Don't drink caffeine if you haven't. Don't go down the rabbit hole that I'm stuck in. Don't be that guy. Gee, Burris, if you did an AE86 build, what would you do? A beam swap. Or, no, wait, Corolla GR engine, the 3-cylinder turbo. That's what I would do. That's absolutely what I would do. I would beg for mercy from Toyota to help me, but that's what I would do. That sounds dope. What have you done? Now I'm thinking about it. No. No, no, no. No more builds. No more car builds. I have too many. I have too many. No, 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 no. No more financial mistakes. No. Ah, no more. No more. Any fear the takeover communities are going to have a negative impact on the real car community? Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. They really don't understand the damage they do. They have no clue. Tarab, I actually answered pretty in depthly earlier about that stuff. If you go back into the stream, I'm sure somebody here could find it for you in the time code. Naturally, I don't, that way. I mean, aren't AE86s like crazy expensive now anyway? You know what I mean? Like If this was like 5 years ago or something, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. So, but now it's just not worth it to me. That's just so much money. But maybe I could like pitch the idea to somebody. Maybe they'd do it with me. I'm seeing a guitar in the background. Would you be willing to play something? I'm sweaty right now because my AC in my office is not working. But yeah, otherwise I would. Next live stream. I promise I'll do it next live stream. Has the GR Corolla been swapped into the 86 yet? The 8086, not the GR86. Don't know that. Subi, thank you for using the wheel cleaner. I hope it really helps. I hope it helps you out, man. Oh, then see, like there. And then I've already been beaten to the punch. So, too late. Also, my build videos don't really do that good, so that'd be a huge financial risk. Because the Coyote swap did terrible, dude. My Coyote swap series did so bad. Even watch time and everything else. So that did really bad. The Turbo Civic did really bad. What else? The Magnum did really bad. Yeah, I've just tried a lot of things and it's just killed me financially. So I still have the Integra. By the way, if anybody wants to buy the Integra off me, I'm actually thinking about selling it because I kind of need to. So I'm thinking about it. So if you're interested, it's got some quirks, but you could fix it in probably a day or two. Jay Walker, $10. Hey David, just wanted to say thanks for all you do. Your video about the rash axle back Smurf back in the day helped me decide to pick one up for my GT California Special back in 2013. Thanks, man. I made that video because I noticed only like 2 of them existed, right? Almost nobody had made that exhaust video. But man, if only YouTube was that easy anymore, man. Just going outside and revving your engine and being like, cool, thanks everyone. I wish it was that easy. Yeah, dude, the Hellcat Magnum did terrible, dude. It cost me my life savings practically, and yeah, still annoying. Why not a second channel for builds and experimental videos? Because if I can't even, this isn't me being mean. If I can't even afford to do it on the main channel, how would I be able to afford it on a channel that's not even monetized yet? You know what I mean? So you'd have to really be struggling on that. Um, let's see. I've been daily driving the Miata since the white Mustang got hit and totaled. So I've been daily driving the Miata every day. Actually filmed the Miata today. It was the last video I ever filmed with my camera because I have to replace it. It was so bad that I had to pull the battery out of the camera every time I needed to stop recording because the switch broke on it. Yeah, I filmed the Miata as an update, essentially. Like I talked about what it's like daily driving a Miata for 3 months. So I just thought it was a simple video to make, and my experience with it and everything. It's been pretty interesting. Don't be tempting me with the Integra, David. Think about it. Think about it. What camera did you get? I have not purchased the new one yet, but I'm planning on getting a Canon R6 Mark II because it's good enough, but also looks beautiful. And the main thing is my lenses are Canon lenses, so it saves me a ton of money. Sony is amazing. I will say that, just making that clear. But for finances, I need to go with Canon. That's what I need to do. David, why is there no track content? Did you watch the last video? If you did it, that's why. It was as tracked out as it gets, and nobody watched it. So, not nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody to financially keep me safe. I think that's a better way to say it. Oh, dude, that would be amazing, Joey. Oh my god. Yeah, because I'm probably buying the body tonight. So text me, please. About to be a bidding war. Oh, thanks, Ranger. I appreciate that, man. All right, I'm gonna let the next wave come in. I'm getting a little overwhelmed, so I'm just gonna let it chill out for a second, let the chat reset. So I'm reading. I'm sorry, guys. It's going fast now. I still got it, Joey. I still got it. The photography one sounds good. Oh, so like, as in like analyzing car photography? Because I am actually guilty. I'm not a great still photographer. People tend to like put them as the same. The thing is with my video, I have 24 chances a second to get that still image, right? As I'm filming, because I shoot 24 FPS. Um, but yeah, I would probably be better at analyzing car video content, but Crispy Media does that. I don't want to take that idea. Bro, can I just say, and I don't care that it's on record, have y'all noticed how many car channels take my ideas and get crazy views with them? And yes, I know it's about execution and it's not that your idea is sacred, but I'm just like, bro, why doesn't it work? Like the judge subscribers' cars, somebody took it the next day. And then that was their whole channel. Donut did it, a whole bunch of other people did it. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how many times I do something and then it just ends up on a different channel. Anyway, rant over. Couldn't notice, but the Cannonball sign behind you. Would you ever do the run? Likely not. And if so, would you do it in? I probably would never do it. Just because my entire career is my driver's license. So, but yeah, that's signed by a whole bunch of people who did it. I would do it, and probably the exact same car Arnie did it in his record. I'm good. I'm friends with Arnie, who did the record. The Mercedes, he was in. I actually drove it before he did the record, and before it got totaled. So that car is amazing. That car was amazing. Let's see here. You should do those videos again. Yeah, the last time I did the judged subscribers cards, it didn't perform that well because I think so many other channels were doing it that it got oversaturated. But I remember that first one I did crazy views. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I would like to do more interactive content like that. That'd be awesome, and it's fun. You know what I mean? It's really fun to do. Yes, a driver fell asleep and hit Arnie's Mercedes, and they just got lucky. They're out of the car. They would have been hurt or worse. Yes, downshifting. I do remember that. Small world, man. Yes, me and Arnie met on Adventure Drive in Italy years ago. You might remember a video. It's okay if you don't. I toured the Lamborghini Museum in Italy. We, hung out with Valentino Balboni and did all this cool stuff. I got to see the Sesto Elemento. You'll see Arnie in the background of that video, and that was, I think, 2017 or so, long time ago. One Love Z32. Hey, buddy, thanks so much for the super chat. Would you make a Sub-Zero skateboard to memorialize? Wow, blah blah blah. It to remember. Also, much love from Huntsville, Alabama. That's probably a cool idea. I might reach out to some companies, see if they'd be down to do that. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. By the way, you can't really tell, but this one was drawn by a dude from Serbia. He mailed it all the way here, and it's stunning. It is incredible. All this is fan art. None of this is me. What's cool is this one was given to me at Import Alliance, and she said she spent 24 hours on it. This one was drawn in the passenger seat of a car on the way to meet me. So it's like polar opposites. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. How was the range day? It was awesome. It was awesome. There's also some other creators there too that I did not think I was going to run into. I ran into really great video game creator named Actman. Ran into Actman. That was cool. Talked to him a little bit. Talked to Brandon quite a bit. Didn't talk to Cody or Donut that much. He was swamped, as you can imagine, the whole time. Yeah, got to meet a lot of incredible people. Met Demolition Ranch Matt. Got to shoot a whole bunch of really cool stuff. It was great. It was great. Do you ever get bored of seeing the same thing, like the engine swaps? I mean, for me, I think since I know how much effort it takes to actually make it happen, not really, but I can see why the general audience doesn't care anymore. I can totally see why a JZ swap or an LS swap or anything is numb to them because it's the swap, right? So I get that. Anthony N, thank you for the super chat. So I own a Veloster N, but I want something new. Should I go with the DE5 versus the FL5 versus the GR Corolla? All right. Let me just look something up real quick. Okay, I had to remember what the DE5 was. I apologize. Okay, FL5 versus GR Corolla. Don't spend the extra money on the Integra. If you're going to do the Honda, do the Honda. You don't need the Integra. This is more choice, right? The FL5 is a fantastic car, and the GR Corolla is a fantastic car. The FL5 interior feels probably a smidge more refined, and the FL5 is faster if you care about that. The GR Corolla is, to me, 3 cars in one because you have 3 different diff settings for the all-wheel drive. You have a front-wheel drive bias, a rear-wheel drive bias, and a 50/50. And I just love that it's all-wheel drive. I personally would own the GR Corolla, but I am in the minority. Most auto journalists pick the Type R over that. I just don't like driving front-wheel drive fast. I'm not as good or talented doing the push technique, around corners where you like power through the corners. I just don't like it. I much prefer rear or all-wheel drive, and that's why I would choose it. Sprite dude, I'm tired. I'm doing the best I can, man, but I appreciate it. It's been a really hard year. But doing my best. Doing my best. Trying to get back on the horse with the content creation too. I just been too busy to upload. So I figured I would do a stream and update everybody that I'm okay. I'm still here, but it's been 11 days since I've uploaded, and that's the longest of all time. I feel like I really need to I know race content not getting views, but if you just like reach out to Radford Racing School, I know they like giving away free racing lessons to YouTuber. Becoming a race car driver. See, I've used that 4 times. I've used that title 4 times and it never worked. In Radford, actually, Larry Chin did it and he got like 10,000 views on his video too. So yeah, man, I don't think people are that interested in it. I don't think it's relatable to a lot of people. But I wish my 11 days was a reset. It was all trying to keep things together. I watched the one where you won. Thank you very much. But I have made 10 racing school videos and also me racing 3 times or 4 times. And they are the worst performing videos of my channel's history. So and I'm not saying everybody here didn't watch it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying you have to think of financials. Like when you do a racing school, you're spending thousands of dollars. Not speaking names here, we're talking $7,000 to $10,000 that these schools are sacrificing to have you come. So yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. You feel like you gypped them. You feel like you robbed them. It just feels bad. Feels bad, man. I would make a video infiltrating the takeover scene, but I feel like it'd be too dangerous. I feel like it'd be too dangerous to interview people, to be honest with you. Because I would ask them hard questions. I would ask them like, Why do you do this? It's dumb. Why can't you go to the track that's 30 minutes away? Why do you do this for attention? Why do you ruin everybody's day? Why do you block ambulances trying to save people? Why do you do this stuff? Because, oh, for the IG clip. Like, I already know the answer. You know what I mean? I already know the answer. It's literally just attention. We already know. So that's it. It does sound like a job for Andrew Callahan. He would do fantastic to do that. Oh, one love. Thank you so much for the super chat. Your Blue Jay Z and Calvin Malley Zupra would make an awesome poster. Calvin's an awesome guy. I like Calvin a lot. We drove our 240s together once. It was a really, really good time. But yeah, that would be a really cool poster. Bill with Sean. Hi Sean. Don't know if this came up earlier, but have you seen Clutch Kickers to Mid Pond News? Would you ever consider competing in a series like that? Maybe. I would have to go to Mid Pond a lot to like master it, like in my sleep. And for that, I would have to get like a 370Z or something. Like I would not take my Coyote car to that. I would take something that is simple and works all the time. I would just be like, if it breaks, I know what to do. No custom parts, make it happen. People just like drifting more, but I guess in the minority likes drag racing and road racing. When's the last time people here have watched me do drifting videos? It's the same thing. I don't know what it is. If I do anything track oriented, it just doesn't work. Maybe it's oversaturation, maybe anything. I think people just like me being in the wild. You know what I mean? I think people just like me driving stuff in the real world. And I think that's kind of the reality of it. That's my theory. But I don't know. I don't really know. I've never had a track video do good. Not a single one. Yeah, not a single one over the 10 years, 14 years or so. So that's one thing. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you to say. Yeah, Caitlin, that's how it goes, man. Like, so there's a really funny saying that I've said for years. I said, the more passionate you are about a video or the cooler you think your video is, the worse it does. It's always the ones that are just like, oh yeah, just going to make this video and it's going to go great or whatever. And those are the ones that pop off. And you're like, well, okay. Sorry, lady. Can't ignore that one. All right. God, it's so hot in here. I just want my AC to work so badly. I can't figure it out. Yeah, I have no, grid life would not be worth it for me. I know it would not be. It's too much money. It's too much traveling. And if I can't get a simple track video doing really cool stuff going, there's no way grid life would work for me. I just don't see it happening. No, I do like doing the racing, but you have to think of it like time, right? You have to think of it as in, sure, I love doing it, and maybe it'll get me opportunities off camera. Like that's where I kind of see my life going with racing is I probably do it off camera. Me filming, I probably just go do it. But yeah, it's just such a hard sell anymore. I mean, it's one of those things you just gotta be, you know. Oh yeah, there's an example, Joey. I went to Texas Drift Academy. I had a perfect lineup that would be a good video, right? Texas Drift Academy. I drove in 1,000 horsepower Australian Ute. It's the Hoonigan one from Forza and everything. I drifted that with Weston Champlin, who gets 1,000,000 views every video. The video did 10,000 views, right? That's when you just start going, okay, they're burying this, dude. There's no way it got distributed. That's how I kind of see it. James Cordova in D3 now, excuse me, versus next MX5 versus possible MR2. Ooh, I would like an MR2. That's like the one I really want to happen, but I think it's going to be the other thing. Would you make a different channel for racing? The problem is it's just too much effort for me as a one-man band, right? I would have to hire people, and full transparency, I don't have the finances for it. I don't have the finances to hire people onto that dude in blue. I have to kind of do everything by myself. So with all the irons in the fire that I have, it's really hard to like get out of this box that I'm in, and that's just how I go. Guys, real quick, if you have a question, go ahead and type it. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Thanks for staying. I appreciate it, guys. I know it's boring to look at a chair, so thank you, guys. See, look, I am hot. I know this is gross. I got this freaking sweaty hat hair going on. Ugh. So get this, right? My AC in my warehouse works, but the AC in my office does not. So I open my door and turn the AC on in the office. So, or in the warehouse. So hopefully it somewhat comes in here. Cause I'm dying, dude. It is brutal. CJ, I'll probably be on tonight. After this stream, I'll come play. If we play Search and Destroy, because that's what I've been playing the most. Yes, Sean. If you don't hit that bell, it just screws a channel. Basically, my hypothesis for my channel being so wishy-washy is I do experiment a lot. That is one. So not everybody's going to be into everything that I make. But two, 2016 is when the bell came into action, and 2016 is when my channel got super inconsistent. So if you think about that massive algorithm change, that's when they changed it from subscription box when you open YouTube. That's when they moved it to recommended. So that is, I think, what happened. I think it just got all messed up. What games do you usually play? After getting out of the military, I've done nothing but play video games. I play lots of Call of Duty. I used to play Halo all the time, but not really. If I play Halo, it's Master Chief Collection. It's old Halo. If Forza Horizon, Forza Motorsport, recently the Crew Motor Fest, because I was in it. Obviously, I needed to play it because it was cool to see like my stuff in there. What else? Mortal Kombat. I love fighting games. Let's see here. There's something off the top of my head I also like. Hell Let Loose. I played Hell Let Loose for a while. That game is so hard, but it's so rewarding. I played a lot. David, did you go to EDC this year? Yes. Yes, I did. And it was my favorite year in a long time. It was incredible. They changed the layout of the stages, so foot traffic was so much better. I used to play Gears of War, but I was garbage at multiplayer. Like, hot garbage. I can never get the hang of it. And I pick up video games pretty quickly. I can never pick that one up. Oh, sim stuff. So I don't have a sim. I might be working with a sim company very soon, but I actually go to a local sim cafe here or arcade here, and I play a set it with my friends. Yeah, so you go in, you pay $15, and you get to use a really expensive sim with your friends and practice tandems. That's really. I do not play Halo Infinite. I did at launch, and then I got burnt out because it was the same maps, the same content. I know it's way better now, but I just don't use the hard drive space for it anymore. If I can never skip EDC, but I would probably do both. Electric Forest looked really cool. It did look really cool this year. No, actually, okay, this is a weird argument. I'm going to be clear. I know that PC is best for gaming. I know it is. But I actually play on console. The main reason being is I live on a computer. So I'm editing, I'm answering emails, I'm doing all these stuff. I'm scheduling things. I'm just always here. So the last thing I want to do is stay in this chair and not relax. So I essentially go home, sit in a chair, and just play video games. You know what I mean? It's more of like a casual experience. So that's why. Let's see here. Boy, I'd say get a place with the hype divers do it. Nah, no more. I can't spend any more money this year, dog. No more. More water. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Do. Sorry, I'm just letting things go. Drew, we just talked about a lot of things like the state of the YouTube automotive world and just where I've been, why I haven't uploaded in a while, just stuff like that. I'm sure these fine gentlemen can and very limited ladies watching can fill you in. Oh, Victor, thank you for the super chat, man. Have to ask the question that's been around 1,000 times. Why not own a Terminator Cobra? Even if you don't own one someday, what would you do if you did? Why not a Terminator? I still think they're too expensive. That's number one. You're paying for a new car to get a Terminator. And I love the Terminator. It's such a cool car, but I'm not paying new car prices for that car. I can't do it. And not only that, um, they do have their issues, right? You have alternator issues. It's an older engine. It sounds amazing. But hi, Mike. Hey, buddy. Appreciate the kind words. Your big YouTube recap video. You're always welcome here at 717. Try my vehicles anytime. You know what? I'm gonna text you soon, and we'll do something fun because I'm going to Pittsburgh pretty soon. So maybe I can hop on over afterwards. Maybe that's a good idea. I might do that. Sounds like a good idea. Pretty cool stuff. Did you? But anyway, back to you, Victor, for the super chat. Sorry. So basically, the Terminator is an awesome car. I just can't justify $35,000, right? I'll go get a new car. Sounds good, Mike, dude. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time because last time it was super chill when we hung out last time. Well, chill being 1,000 horsepower ZR1 near Hershey. Oops. So it was so funny. If you guys saw the clip of me driving his ZR1, the C7, I'm right near like the Hershey factory. And so many people messaged me going, "Are you crazy? You did that there?" So yeah, oops. I still need to go to Hershey Park as well. I would like to go there. I did play the Doom games. I know a lot of people mention those because I love Doom and Doom Eternal. Loved those. Favorite set of EC Go? Okay, two that you probably won't. You probably be surprised. I recently, God, this sounds so dorky. About context before I say. Um, Basically, 3 or 4 years ago, I was in Europe, and me and my wife met this girl who said, "Hey, what kind of music do you like?" And I said, "I like electronic and dance music." And she goes, "You should check these people out." And it was like she lived in Germany, so she introduced me to a lot of like high BPM, like industrial kind of techno stuff that she goes to in Germany. And at first, I was like, "This is way too much." And then I listened to it again and again and again and again. And then I was like, I bet in a live setting, this would be amazing. So I warmed up to it. And so my favorite sets this year were actually at Neon Garden, which is a smaller stage, but it feels very much like an old school style, like dance warehouse party. And the lighting and everything are so incredible. And the sound system's probably it's amazing. So I saw I Hate Models 2 years for 2 years in a row, and that was the guy she introduced me in Europe. And then I saw Shlomo, and I saw a guy named Trim, and those three dudes like have been stuck in my brain for how it made me feel when I was there. It was so dope. So it was cool. I do skate all the time. Mini ramp is in the warehouse, believe it or not. Love doing that shit. I'll just say it. Love skating. Love skating. Pretty Lights. Yeah, I used to listen to Pretty Lights a lot. I still do from time to time. High school art class and some other ones. Bye. Hope you find your dad. Mm, 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 mm. Sounds good to me, Ian. I appreciate that. John Russell Integra, it's still good. Still runs and drives. Got AC, all that good stuff. And I'm thinking about selling it. So if you have a good offer, you can email me. But it is a very nice car, so I'm not gonna let it go that easy. Would you do a drag and drive event in one of the cars? Not my cars. They would break instantly. Even though I have the worst luck, dude. Like I buy all the right parts, I buy all the expensive parts, I do everything right, and just never works for me. I would do it in my Magnum though. The Hellcat Red Eye Magnum, that's the one I would do it in. Yeah, yeah, keep moving sideways. I remember that. I skated his ramp and I loved it. Believe it or not, the same guy who built that backyard ramp built my mini ramp. So small world, man. Here's the thing, D Dub. Sometimes in life you just need the money, man. That's how I see it. It sits a lot, and I know that somebody would love that car. I don't give it enough time and attention, and same with my EG hatch. Like I have not had time to fix that either. The EG hatch runs and drives, but the diff won't lock, so it's impossible to drive. It's impossible because you just hop lanes. It's too dangerous. I was at the last caffeine octane. Believe it or not, I was there this month. It's a good time. I still have the hatch. I still have all my cars. I've never sold one of my project cars. Believe it or not, but it's starting to get to that point where I need to start thinking about it. Sarah was good. I like Sarah Landry, but I skipped the rest of Shlomo set to go see Sarah, and I like Sarah, but she uses a lot of the same triplet bass in the background of her sampling, and I was like, I think I should have stayed at Shlomo. Nothing against her, but I think I prefer Shlomo set at first. But she does great sets. I've listened to her Boiler Room ones and all the other stuff. What's the current daily driver? Ma R Miata or my NA Miata. So that's it. Do you still have the Ibanez? Wow, that is old school. Yep, my dad still has it. Built it from my dad. So I'm just waiting for the next wave of questions. By the way, I've noticed we've had like a constant stream of viewers, pretty even this whole time. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Do you ride any motorcycles? No. I would not be here anymore if I had a motorcycle. I just don't. And I just don't trust other people. Every single one of my friends that has had a bike has gotten hurt severely, and I just can't do it. It's just not my thing. I respect it, but it's not for me. Bye, Joey. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Oh, man. Just waiting for this chat to come back. Oh, Dylan's. I'm sorry to hear that, man, but I'm glad you're okay. Glad you're okay. What's your take on the Z32? I actually reviewed one recently. It did okay in viewership. Um, it was 750 wheel with the original engine. It was awesome. I think they're really cool cars. I think they've aged very, very well when it comes to their interior and everything. Yeah, I think they're really cool. I like them a lot. Do you ever think you'll get a chance to review Chelsea Drift Porsche? Oh, I don't know about that thing. That thing is his baby. That thing's sick. So I don't know about that one. Very cool though. Time to open up your own shop? No, absolutely not. I have had friends constantly open and close shops. I see what it takes, and I just don't have time for that. To have quality workers is nearly impossible nowadays. And being a tech is hard work. I'm sure a lot of you guys are techs. I'm sure a lot of you guys are mechanics. It's a hard job to keep people motivated to do this hard work. It's hard work. Yeah, nobody would go to my shop because how cursed I am, for sure. No, he's right. Sean's right. I don't take offense to that at all. I'm actually in the background. I'm gonna. I don't know if I should say it. I'm potentially working on a car marketplace, but it's not like Cars and Bids, and it's not like Bring a Trailer, and it's not like any of those things. Um, it's gonna be for the homies. So my goal is to, if it works out, it's gonna be like mechanic specials and cars you can actually afford. So I think that's what I'm gonna really strive out for. I want to. I kind of want to be in between Copart and in between Cars and Bids and Bring a Trailer. You know what I mean? Like Copart being the extreme of buying a project, and then Cars and Bids being like window shopping. I kind of want to go after that Facebook Marketplace area where you don't have to deal with the BS of haggling. I just kind of want to be like, hey, if you have a car you're just trying to get rid of, just put it on here. That's kind of where I'm thinking about doing. Um, I would love your guys' opinion on that. Please don't steal it. It's on record now, so I will know. I will know who you are. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. So like basically it's like somebody's got a car that has an O2 sensor out and they have like a few things wrong with it. They got a gasket that they got to replace. Well, now they can be transparent about it, right? They can say, "Hey, not hiding anything in here. Here's the price. Come get it if you want it." I think that's what I would like to do. And I have a whole bunch of names for it, but we'll see what sticks. Ever thought about doing a live stream hangout where you just search, view, and discuss random obscure cars, or we as community share them with you? That'd be cool. I would just to do that, I would have to do I would need to learn how to use like a streaming software. Like I'm actually on YouTube streaming software right now. I'm not using OBS or anything. So to share the screen and everything, I would need to I would need to do that. I need to learn how to do that. Excuse me, I'm burping a lot because of the sparkling water. Do you listen to any of the meme rappers? Uh, Believe it or not, no. I don't mean this in a mean way, but I'm kind of a hip hop snob. I know you probably wouldn't expect that, but I am so tired of the triplet flow, the hi-hat snare combo, and mumble rap obviously, but just that same flow that everybody does. I'm so over it. And I am a child of the 90s, so it does not help that I grew up with Nas Illmatic and Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac and Public Enemy and Gangstar and like all these people. Like that's what I grew up listening to. And yeah, I was like, this is hip hop to me. And so when I hear a lot of the newer stuff, I come off as such a jerk and I feel so bad, but maybe I'm just getting older. You know what I mean? Like there's a saying that past 30, I'm 33 now, you stop kind of relating, to what the next generation is. Gangstar for Life. Yeah, especially Moment of Truth, bro. One of the best songs ever. Um, let's see. There was a really good Get That Hip Hop Off My Lawn. Any plans with Rob Dom? I actually saw Rob at the racing school that I did at Primal. And I went to his race to support him. That's the last time I saw him. Do you have a podcast or would you do it? I would absolutely do a podcast because but here's the thing, I would not limit it to just car stuff. I just want to talk about everything because I've said this a million times. If I was not a car channel, I would be a history channel or something along those lines. I'd be talking about history or, geopolitics isn't the right word, but more so like asking questions from experts. You know what I mean? Like talking about the world. That's what I would love to do. That's what I would do for sure. Rap has gotten more formulaic. Yes. And T-Pain, who I've talked to several times about it, he gets demo tapes all the time. And one time he was saying he just yelled out into the atmosphere going, do something different. Like that has to be so old. Okay, separate them. Okay. Do you think Mr. Spaghetti and you would ever do Beater Challenge again? I don't know. That was always really good on his channel. It never did good on my channel. And Garrett or Cletus just did it, and he just did an amazing viewership. So I think he's cornered that market now. There's really no reason to go back to it. Rob Spaghetti is Rob Ferretti. It's just a nickname for Super Speeders Rob. Yeah, I could see that when it comes to like the hair metal. I could see that. What trashy early 2000s car trend do you actually wish would come back? Most of them have come back. I was always a secret lover of Underglow, and I knew it was dumb, but I still loved it. I'm glad that that's kind of back and kind of acceptable. It's probably that one. It's probably that one. Have you figured out what's going to replace Sub-Zero? No, I haven't because my camera just died, so I have to pay money for that, and that probably would have been a down payment on something else. So, so I have to do that. Yeah. All right, I think we're reaching a good peak. I think if we get to, I think we'll stop at 2 hours. The only way, okay, this is a dirty move, but the only way I'll stay past 2 hours is if like a bunch of super chats come in because I have to stay. That's not fair to y'all, but I think at 2 hours it'll be a good time to stop. So if you got any more questions that are very important, just please let me know. All that kind of good stuff. What's your favorite video that you've made? Oh my god. I loved my last episode of my Coyote Swap series. It only got 40,000 views, but it's one of my favorites I've ever made. That one I really like. Car Culture 2012 versus 2022. I really like. I'm very proud of that one. Still shocked how good it did. I'm shocked how good that video did. I've been looking for a sequel to that for 2 years now to figure out what to do, but yeah, I think it just resonated with a lot of people. I would not get another S550. If I got another Mustang, it would be an S650. Excuse me. Jump on the haunted theme, history and haunted cars. Maybe if you all spam Sam and Colby, maybe we could do something there. Would you ever collaborate with Slaptrain? I have, believe it or not, probably like 5 times. But I just played video games with him. I haven't done anything yet. No, I have done things in person with Slaptrain. I did the Michelin pilot experience with him, did that video, and then I did the Crew 2 esports tournament. I competed against him. Those are the 2 times I've done IRL stuff with him. Haunted or strange vehicles in history already? Yes. James Dean. James Dean's car. Not James Dean from FD. What's his name? James Dean? Old James, the actor James Dean. Was that his name? Yeah, yes, James Dean. His car that he passed away in notoriously caused a whole bunch of people to pass away too. So very weird. I believe it was that Porsche. Drusa, thank you for the super chat. Random question. What do you think about Saab? Do you think they were cool cars? I do think they were cool cars. Very unique, very different. Their design language was very interesting compared to all the other brands. It's weird. I feel like Saab got this weird reputation as like a hipster car. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, you drive a Saab. Wow, you're better than everybody else. But I don't think it's true. Saab built fighter jets. So that alone, very cool stuff. I appreciate that, Sprite, dude. I'm really trying hard here, man. I'm giving it my all to get content, and it's paid off in the watch time. Like people stay on my videos longer because I think they do detect how hard I'm working in the edit. But yeah, the clicks, I just can't get people in. Because back in the day when I reviewed a car, I could just say I reviewed this car, and then I could have a photo of it. Right, that was it. I didn't need text. I didn't need a bait. I didn't need anything. It doesn't work anymore. That's what sucks. I wish I could just do that, but I can't anymore. You know. Sorry, I'm reading. Waiting for a new question. I know you said you travel for a review if it was 4 cars, but what if it was 2 cars and a dirt track? I would do that. I want to do dirt racing so bad, or just drive on a dirt track. I've never done it before. I would love to do that. Absolutely love to do that. That sounds so fun. Favorite fighter jets? Ooh. F-22 is awesome. Rafale is awesome. Typhoon is awesome. The Sequoias are pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I know they're not as good as ours. No offense. Um, I'm a fighter jet nerd. If you haven't, the F-15 Eagle is such a badass jet. Pretty cool stuff. A-10, yeah, I could have said A-10, but yeah, I've seen them fly a lot in Vegas when I'm out there for work. It's so cool. Have you ever considered getting your pilot's license? Believe it or not, no. It's very expensive. One, two. I haven't had a huge desire to do it. To be honest with you, not that I don't respect it. I just, I'm already a busy man. I will say, speaking of weird videos, okay, I don't know if you guys were in the stream earlier, but I totally cliffhangered you guys. Oh, Kitty, again, I'm doing it again. Kitty7 Kevin, thank you so much for suffering the heat for us. Thanks, man. I'm dying. Yeah, it's like 89 in here right now because the AC is off, because it's not working. But anyway, thank you for the super chat, Kevin. Really appreciate it. So what I was gonna say was, oh hi, Gazanico's in here. So, oh, he's gonna love what I'm about to say. He's gonna love what I'm about to say. This. So I did a video I filmed the other day. I edited it and then I chickened out on uploading it. And you're never gonna guess what it's about. So, okay. So this is my pitch to you, right? Okay. So what it is it's a mini documentary about the time they named a roller coaster after Dale Earnhardt, and the roller coaster was so intense that it made people black out. So I just thought that was a funny car connection and racing connection. And they had to completely tear down stuff and fix it again. It was in my home park of King's Dominion. It was called Intimidator 305. It's still there. But they renamed it to Project 305 because they ran out of money for the Intimidator Dale Earnhardt IP. So basically, in a nutshell, the video was about you would go down the first drop at about 95 miles an hour, and then you would immediately bank right and do basically fighter jet level G forces, and people would black out. And so it cost them $25 million just to fix it the next year. And now there's never a line on the ride. It got a bad reputation. And no one's ever, it's always a walk on. If you go to King's Dominion today, it's a walk on. There's never a line. Exactly, CJ. But yeah, I just thought it was a really unique story connected to like a legacy of a racing person. Does that make sense? I just thought it was weird. It's just funny how basically what happened was King's Dominion was like, hey, our roller coaster is going to be built in the southern part of the United States. Let's brand it with NASCAR. And then they did it for Dale way too hard. Right. So I just thought it was a really weird, funny story. Yeah, it's like Dale Earnhardt would have just called everybody wimps, right? That's how I saw it. Yeah, just a weird, interesting story. I thought I might make it a little mini doc about that. I almost put it on my second channel as an experiment and not stress about it, but I think it's good enough to be at my main channel, even if it sucks, like viewership wise. It's just, how it goes. It's just a scary thing. It's so scary to release videos that are so different, right? You just don't know how it's going to do. Racing Joker. A lot of people use like Podium Ones or Advanced Racing Sim. I like Advanced Racing Sim a lot, or SimCraft, or there's a whole bunch of them. Some people even just use Sim Magic stuff. I mean, that stuff's pretty solid too. But yeah, the advanced sim racing guys out of Quebec, Montreal, those guys are really cool. All right, we have six. No, we have seven. No, yeah, no. Hold on. Yeah, 7 minutes. Um, so if you have any questions, now 5 minutes. If you have any questions, I'm sure they're going to come in pretty fast. So go ahead, do your thing. I'll try to answer as many as I can. Because I think we're gonna end it at 2 hours. Because I'm really starting to get dehydrated, even though I'm drinking a bunch of water. Um, Dylan's chilling. Sergeant McNasty, look him up. The Fat Electrician has a fantastic video on him. Unbelievable guy. He's the dude you might have seen in World War II photos who cut himself a mohawk and jumped out of a plane in Normandy with no weapon and somehow changed the entire war. It's insane. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do a tour of that place in Canada eventually. We're in negotiations right now. Would you ever get a classic muscle car for your channel? No, because if you go to my channel and type in ThatDudeinBlue, like old muscle car, they all have bombed. I've never had an old car succeed, so I just can't. The Filthy 13. That's right. That's right. That's them. Oh man, fun daily manual car that make 500 horsepower under 40K. S550. S550 Mustang. Put a blower on it, you'll make 700. Done. You're done. Lawn tube headers and yeah, lawn tube headers and a blower. You're done. Yeah, Detroit Speeds. I drove their C3 and I got like 10,000 views. But their newer-ish Camaro, the 80s one, that one did really good because it had the LS7 in it. That thing was dope. Imagine the possibilities. Is there a car you're afraid to drive? No. Believe it or not really. I've been. If you get into a car, if you get into somebody's car and you're afraid to drive it, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up. The only time I've ever gotten out of a car and I said I'm lucky to be here is probably Adam's Barra GT350 before it got more sorted. That car was so dangerous, dude. So dangerous. Hitting red line was it was so scary. I don't let things get to me that often. No, I mean, yeah, Thomas, I try my best. I mean, I've done like all motor Honda Accords. You know what I mean? I've tried my very best to have a very diverse lineup, but I mostly look at cars that are emailed to me. And one, this is why. This is what I choose to review. One, have I ever done it before? Two, it does have a really good story. Three, if it doesn't have a good story, is it a new sports car? Like, is it a hot topic? Or four, is it different enough from the last one I did? So that's how I look at it. Oh God, a downpipe. That sounds miserable, CJ. Gross. That sounds so rough, dude. But hey, you're welcome to use my quick jacks if you will come down and hang out. Just let me know. Oh, by the way, I'm doing Cosmic Drift again. Everybody here, if you want to go to Cosmic Drift, it's October 26th. It's a drift event that's like Rainbow Road at my local racetrack. October 26th. Save the date. I haven't put out flyers or anything yet, but save the date. Of course, yeah. GT350 is another car I don't understand why you don't have because it's so good that I couldn't do any videos on it. You get the I bought a GT350 video, and you would do a I drove it at the track, and then you would do exhaust video, and then it would be done. It's stupid to mess with that car. It is so good that I would just want to leave it alone. That's why. Okay. Yeah, put in the time for a request. Oh my God, put in the time off request right now. All right. we have 10 seconds. If you have any questions, now's the time, and especially super chats, I will see them. But got basically one more minute, and then I'm gonna call it and have. I think it was a perfect stream. I think everything went well tonight. I think it was really laid back, really fun times. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see. All right. Yep. I think we're just gonna say, yeah, call it. Good stream. Awesome stream. I appreciate every single one of you for supporting me and always encouraging me to keep on going. It's been a very long time doing this, and I just think it's awesome that you guys came. I just think it's awesome that you guys stopped by out of your very busy Saturday or your very relaxing Saturday. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll see you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Get some rest or stay up all night, play video games, whatever. See you guys tomorrow. I do have an upload tomorrow. So if you hit that like button, it will help me out a lot. So see you guys later.